Welcome to the deep dive. In today's world, everything's connected, right?
Right.
And data, well, it's like the new currency.
Absolutely.
But figuring out data privacy, it's getting really complex. It's not just a nice to have anymore. It's vital
Totally critical.
for businesses, startups, honestly, anyone sharing info online.
Yeah.
It can feel like you're, I don't know, walking through a legal minefield.
Yeah.
A bit overwhelming.
It really can be, yeah.
And that's exactly why we're diving into this today. We want to cut through all the jargon.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaning heavily on Nitin Sidhu's great work, Data Privacy Clauses Made Simple.
Excellent source.
Our mission here is simple. Give you a shortcut. Help you understand these key data privacy clauses, make them, actually usable.
And the stakes are just incredibly high now. As the source material puts it, and I think this is spot on, contractual clarity equals compliance plus investor confidence.
Right. Confidence, that's key.
Exactly. This isn't just about, hoping for the best. We're talking serious money if things go wrong.
Like how serious?
Well, look at GDPR fines. They topped 1.6 billion in 2023. That's billion with a B.
Wow.
And closer to home in India, the DPDPB, it's coming into force for everyone from July 2024. The penalties there, they start at 10,000 but can go up to 250 crore.
250 crore, that's huge.
It's massive. So, yeah, ignoring privacy law is just not an option anymore. It's fundamental.
That really puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
So, okay, whether you're a pro dealing with this daily or maybe a founder's starting something new,
We're just curious.
or just curious about how your own data is handled,
Yeah.
this deep dive is for you. We're going to unpack these crucial clauses, make them clear, make them actionable. Let's get into it.
Sounds good.
So when we talk about data, it's not all the same, is it? The source makes this really important distinction right away between personal data and sensitive data.
Yeah, that's the starting point.
Could you maybe walk us through why separating those two is so fundamental, and what does it actually mean in practice?
Absolutely. It's foundational. So personal data is basically anything that can identify someone. Your name, email, IP address, location, the basics.
Got it. Identifiers.
Exactly. Sensitive data, though, that goes deeper. It's things like health records, financial details, biometric data, stuff that's inherently more private.
Okay, more private stuff.
Right. Now, the definitions under, say, India's DPDPB and Europe's GDPR overlap, but they aren't identical. They often differ in scope.
Subtle differences.
Which means you absolutely have to know your specific obligations for each type. And here's a really practical tip from the source.
Yeah.
Always include a specific definition clause right in your contract. Spell it out.
Define personal and sensitive right there.
Precisely. It just cuts off ambiguity later. Everyone knows exactly what data category you're talking about. No confusion.
That seems so obvious, but I bet it gets overlooked. It really hammers home that need for clarity up front.
Oh, definitely. It gets overlooked far too often.
And the fallout from not having that clarity, what happens then?
Well, it can be anything from, simple misunderstandings between parties to pretty major compliance risks.
Right.
If people disagree on what counts as sensitive, they might handle it wrong without even realizing it.
Right. Leading to accidental breaches or violations.
Exactly. That definition clause just prevents those issues right from the start.
Okay, makes perfect sense. So step one, define the data. Then the source says the first essential clause is about the what, the why, and the how long.
Precisely. What data are you collecting? Why specifically do you need it? And how long are you going to keep it?
So you can't just hoard data.
No, absolutely not. This clause forces you to define the purpose before you collect. No fishing expeditions.
Okay.
Its use has to be limited just to that stated reason. And then there's retention. How long do you really need it for that purpose?
And what happens after?
And crucially, when can it be deleted? Or maybe when must it be securely deleted? It sets the boundaries right away.
Okay, setting clear limits. That naturally leads to the second big area, which is all about permission, right? Consent and legal basis.
Yes, consent. This is absolutely the cornerstone of modern data privacy.
How does this clause empower the individual? Why is it such a big deal now?
Well, under the DPDPB, for instance, consent has to be clear, freely given, and easy to take back. With proper notice, of course.
Easy to revoke. That's important.
Very. And GDPR goes even further. It needs to be purpose-specific and explicit. really spelled out.
Explicit meaning.
Meaning no sneaky pre-checked boxes, no vague language. You definitely can't just assume someone consents because they, say, visited your website.
Oh, right.
The source is very clear. Include obvious opt-in language. Make sure people have a straightforward way to withdraw consent anytime they want.
So those pre-checked boxes we used to see everywhere.
Avoid them completely. That kind of passive consent, it just won't fly anymore under scrutiny. It's not valid.
Okay, good to know. Active, clear opt-in is the rule. Now, breaches. Unfortunately, they happen, even with the best intentions.
Sadly, yes.
Which brings us to the third crucial clause, breach notification timelines. What's key here?
Speed and clarity, they're non-negotiable. GDPR is famous for its 72-hour rule.
72 hours to notify authorities.
Yes, 72 hours after you become aware of the breach. The DPDPB is a bit less specific on hours. It just says as soon as possible.
Still implies urgency, though.
Absolutely. So your contracts must have a clear breach protocol. Who do you notify, when, how, include specific contact details.
It's not just about ticking a legal box then.
Not at all. It's about managing trust, trying to limit the damage, and, well, fulfilling your legal duty.
Right. 72 hours is tight. You need that plan ready before anything happens.
You really do.
Okay, clause 4. This one feels very relevant today with global business and partnerships, third parties, and cross-border transfers.
Yeah, this is a big one. It's all about accountability, making sure data stays protected even when it leaves your hands, so to speak.
So if you use vendors...
You need to explicitly list them. These are your sub-processors, the third parties handling data for you.
And transferring data internationally?
That needs specific safeguards. For GDPR, you'll often use what are called standard contractual clauses, or SCCs. They're like pre-approved contract templates.
Okay.
For the DPDPB, it's about using approved transfer mechanisms laid out by the government. But the crucial part really is that your contracts must clarify exactly who's responsible for what when it comes to data handling by your vendors.
So you can't just pass the buck.
Definitely not. You can't just hand over data and say, job done. You keep significant responsibility for how your partners manage that data.
So it's like extending a chain of responsibility through your whole data ecosystem.
That's a great way to put it, yes.
Okay, and that brings us to the fifth essential clause.
Yeah.
Data subject rights. This is about what people can actually do about their data once you have it.
Right. This clause really gives power back to the individual. Your contracts have to clearly state how people can exercise their core rights.
Which are?
The right to access their data, ask for corrections if it's wrong, the right to request deletion, the right to be forgotten in GDPR terms, and also portability.
Portability, meaning they can take their data with them.
Exactly. They can get their data in a standard format to say, move it to another service. The source even gives a helpful sample phrase. Processors shall enable data subjects to exercise their rights without delay.
Without delay.
Yeah. And the key thing here isn't just listing these rights. You need the actual processes in place so people can use them effectively. They have to be actionable, not just words on paper.
Right. Practical mechanisms. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground there. What does this all boil down to for you, our listener? I think the core message from Nitin Sidhu's work and what we really want you to take away is quite profound. Privacy isn't promised. It's drafted.
That says it all, really.
It's not about just hoping for the best, is it?
No.
Or relying on good intentions.
No.
It's about being proactive, using clear, solid language in your contracts, building data protection right into the foundations of how you operate.
That's absolutely right. So just to quickly recap the essentials we've talked about.
Yeah, let's summarize.
It starts with defining your data, making that clear split between personal and sensitive, and crucially, putting that definition in the contract.
Avoid ambiguity. Got it.
Then those 5 key clause areas. 1, know what you're collecting and why. 2, get proper revocable consent.
Opt in, not opt out.
Exactly. 3, have clear, fast breach notification plans. 4, manage those third-party and cross-border transfers carefully.
Chain of responsibility.
And 5, truly uphold data subject rights, access, correction, deletion, portability. Each part builds on the others. It creates that strong, compliant framework.
And understanding all this, it isn't just about dodging those huge fines we mentioned earlier, right?
That's far from it.
It feels like it's fundamentally about building trust with your users, your customers, your investors.
Absolutely. Trust is huge.
It's about making ethical, responsible data handling just part of how you do business, baked in.
It has to be. And, this whole area is changing so fast, it's constantly evolving. So here's something to think about. Given this global push for privacy, all this increasing scrutiny, What new kinds of data rights might pop up in the future? Things we haven't even thought of yet.
Interesting question.
And how could that change things? Like product design, international relations, and what new responsibilities might fall on individuals or on companies in a world that's truly data secure.
That's definitely something to mull over. What does the future of data rights even look like?
Exactly. Something to keep thinking about long after this deep dive is over.